So today, I'm in northern Michigan, and this is gonna be a little bit different than usual. We're going camping, but I'm paddleboarding to an island. All right, we're on. Bag in the front is heavy. It floats well. Well, the bag, we're not gonna test that. Paddleboard floats well with it. Just gotta keep your weight back. Which is exactly what I'm gonna do. That says no lifeguard. That says quiet wilderness reserve. Toilet, which is good because I know my site is near a toilet. All right, made it. Well, I made it to the island. You can see way back over there, it's about a mile is where we started. So now I'm looking up here, trying to find a map of exactly where I'm supposed to be going now. Not bad though. Well, good morning. That was a good night of sleep. There was just enough view through the trees that I could see the stars last night. I woke up, it was like about 3 o'clock in the morning. I just kind of laid there, looked up, looked at the stars. The water is right down here behind me. I don't know, you can't really see it. I'm gonna walk down there in just a second. I could hear the waves for a good portion of the night, and it is not quite smooth as glass, but it's nice and calm. So I think our paddle back this morning is gonna be a whole lot quicker. I also had a terrible realization that I may have forgot my coffee last night. First thing I checked, and it's here. So I'm gonna make a cup of coffee. We're gonna go down by the water, hang out for a minute, and then probably head back. Stopped at a local coffee shop. They've got these little packets, like single pour over. So I figured I'd give these a try. Basically, we'll heat up water and then just pour it through here. just kind of hanging out here, drinking some coffee. That new thing actually worked really well. It's like a single serve pour over, so I might have to get some more of those. Keep them in my camping bag. But it's beautiful out here, nice and peaceful. Really not that far from the town. I can kind of see it over there. There's a bunch of houses on that side, but over here there's nothing. Just watching the sun come up over there, drinking some coffee. It's a good day. This trip was really just for me to kind of relax and spend some time, just quiet, peaceful time alone. For the most part, I didn't go on social media or anything like that, just one with nature. And it was definitely needed. I feel a lot more recharged and just kind of ready to go again. So crazy how one night in the woods can do that to you. But it's just beautiful out here. I'm sure on a weekend this gets really busy, a lot of people, but midweek I'd highly recommend checking this place out. It's basically a mile straight across, which right now with no waves is not a big deal. Last night was a little sketchy, but not too bad. So I'm gonna go get packed up and head out. But this is camp. I tied my paddleboard up to a tree over there because that would have been terrible if that blew away last night. With a little fire pit here and then a picnic table. And I've got my hammock up over there. There's a couple more. There's a spot there. Looks like there's a spot back over there. And then nothing here. And right over here, you got the water down there. So if this place was full, and there's more spots over there, I don't know if you can see those, but if it was full, it might get a little tight in here. But right now, this is perfect. So Outlast Supply sent me over this bag, and I figured what better way to test it out than to paddleboard on rough water to an island and camp for the night. I'm sure anybody that's into backpacking is probably laughing at me that I brought a 65-liter duffel bag that's full for an overnight camping trip. Now, part of that was I brought some extra stuff for making this video, so cameras and that kind of gear, but I don't know, for me, going from having an entire truck that I can load up with stuff to a bag was kind of a lot. So some of my stuff is backpack oriented. My sleeping bag collapses down really small, so that was nice. I didn't bring any food. Well, I brought a protein bar, and I've got an MRE just in case the waves are really bad and I got stuck over here today. But I don't know. I probably could have brought a backpack if I really needed more, but I don't know. Something about packing somewhat lightly like this, probably a lot of the stuff I could have taken out. But I like having extra things. I like being prepared. That's what I like about overlanding, is I fill my truck full of everything and I have it right there. But this worked out really well. This bag was a lifesaver though, as I'm sure you saw in the video. It was getting constantly splashed, and luckily it never went in the water, but if you had a normal bag, your gear would have been soaked. I would have been sleeping in a wet sleeping bag last night. I mean, even if you're not going to get wet, it's just a really nice bag. I do need to grease these zippers up. They sent some grease. I didn't grease them. That's my fault. But so the zipper is a little bit tight, but I mean, that's what keeps it waterproof. But other than that, it came with some straps, so you can wear this as a backpack. I didn't do that. It's got spots here. You can attach things with like the Molly attachment. There's a little pocket here and on the other side, and then pretty much the inside is just one big bag. So I'm going to do a full review on this after a little bit. This is the first time I've really gotten it out, but overall I'd say I am very impressed so far. And I really like camping in a hammock. I would rather do that than a ground tent, actually. Before I got my rooftop tent, I was exclusively in a hammock. I think they're just easy to set up. They're comfortable, get you up off the ground. So if it does rain, I've camped in some really bad thunderstorms in a hammock. I had my rain fly over top. It was getting whipped around in the wind and all, but I stayed dry. I almost contemplated leaving, but it worked out, and I'm glad I did. I mean, I looked on the radar and it was red all around, thunder, lightning. Luckily there were no dead trees or anything. Oh good, none here either. I didn't check that last night when I got in, but it worked out. I'd much rather be up off the ground if I can. I mean, northern Michigan, you don't have to really worry about wildlife as much. I think it's the best way to go. So if you're looking at getting out of a rooftop tent or something, I would highly recommend a hammock. Some of the best nights of sleep I've ever gotten. Walking for a bit. Okay. It's pretty stable, actually. Let's start this. Sup? Here we go. This water is crystal clear. Don't see any other boats out here, which is good. That was a lot of fun. Like short little trips like that. Not a lot of planning had to go into it. You didn't have to take a ton of time off from anything, not missing out on a bunch of stuff. Just quick overnight out and back. Get out into nature. And it is beautiful out here. There is the island. All right, well, that was awesome. That was a great night.